Government is today touting its achievements in the area of local government administration and rural development, outlining a list of initiatives embarked upon by the NPP government in line with its 2016 manifesto. Minister for Local Government and Rural Development, Alima Mahama, says her ministry has achieved 90% of its policies and programs since 2017. She says a comparison with the performance of the Mahama government leaves the NPP's records unmatched.
From the Common Fund, 2016, 461 million was transferred. 2017, 663 million. 2018, 698 million. And 2019, 967 million. So you see, we keep increasing the amounts transferred to district assemblies. For 2020, we have records on just the first quarter. We have transferred 184. But you look at the difference, 2016 to 2019, 461,245,117.86. Talking about 400. And now, for 2019, 967 million. 380,625.95. So that's the difference we're talking about. We are performing, and we are ensuring that the district assemblies get the resources to do what they want to do, whatever. They decide on their activities and they implement them. The ministry has also completed what we refer to as integration of the district development facility with the district assembly common fund responsive factor grant. Some of you may have heard that there was the district development facility started in 2008 and continued throughout 2012. It's based on performance assessment. We do annual performance assessment of the previous year and grade them. Those who pass are given some points and given some resources to identify projects within their districts and implement. This annual assessment will look at just the minimum conditions, like have you had your meetings? Have you complied with the various laws? Have you done enough in terms of raising revenue? So we're just looking at what they are supposed to do and assessing them to find out whether they have complied in that regard. And the previous government had problem of raising what they call counterpart funding to support this process. The donors some donors were prepared to give some discretionary funding, and then we were supposed to put in 20%. At some point, they were not able to do that, and the donors therefore did not put in their money, so it was stopped. When we came back, the Minister of Finance got him what we were expected to give per annum was 20 million. He provided the 20 million and $20 million to as a counterpart funding to trigger funding from the donor communities.
And as you know, remuneration for assembly members has become a topical issue after former President Mahama promised to pay assemblymen salaries if he is re-elected. But the minister says that arrangement flies in the face of the international best practices on local governance.
They are elected as assembly members to support development of their community. And they are not on the national payroll. They are not on the national payroll. They are not full-time employees. And the idea is to give the opportunity to a professional who is interested in supporting the development of their district and able to provide time to do that without having to retire from his professional activity. And we had situations where engineers, either as consultants in their private business or engineers in various companies, deciding that they are interested in supporting the works department of their assemblies. So they would like to be assembly member. I remember Obi, when he was MP long ago, said he wanted to be assembly member so he can provide legal services to Akropon South Assembly. And so many people come. I'm working, yes, but I want to provide. We shouldn't deny them that opportunity by saying that retire and be full-time. Under the consolidated fund, you cannot pay part-timers from consolidated fund.
She says the NPP will complete consultations on the agenda to introduce partisan activities into district-level elections. A second term for President Kufuor, she says, will build consensus and ensure the amendment of the Constitution to allow for participation of political parties at the local level.
We're going to work and build consensus towards amendment. We haven't given up on the election of MMDCs. We cannot give up. We believe that effective decentralization starts with our electing of our MMDCs. And we have to be clear about that. We shouldn't play the ostrich game. So MPP is committed to this process. But we also understand that we have to build a consensus before we can amend the various provisions, the entrenched provisions through referendum. So we're working, we're going to work on that, build consensus towards amendment of the Constitution and other consequential laws to allow for the direct popular election of MMDCs on a partisan basis and to devolve more powers to the local authorities. Indeed, let me take a bit of your time. There's this book, Decentralization Reforms in Ghana, written by Professor Kwame Ahoy and Dr. Callistus. Page 62, there's a section on making the decentralization system partisan. Let me read it to you. And for those who want copies, I can give you the page of copies. It reads, the commission, the CRC, recommended that the Constitution should be amended so that at an appropriate time in the future, Parliament may pass legislation to make the local government system partisan. The seventh government, that is Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo's government of the Fourth Republic, has sent out very strong signals that perhaps the appropriate time is now. While this may be a step in the right direction, it should be borne in mind that the step to make the local government system partisan cannot be taken without an amendment to the relevant constitutional provisions and consequential amendments to the Local Government Act. The seventh government, he repeats again in the same page, the seventh government of the Fourth Republic has sent out similar strong signals that it intends to have DCEs elected. This is a inevitable consequence of any decisions to make the local government system partisan. The strongest objections to electing DCEs under the present constitutional arrangement is that there is no sieving mechanism